I guess I should start by saying that I always have nightmares. There are rare exceptions, but mostly they are the only ones. But I'm not complaining. I'm used to. I'm so used to being chased by monsters in my dreams, I deftly avoid them and even manage to win. But what I want to tell you makes me wince. It happened when I was in the 9th grade. I was sleeping and, as usual, there was a monster in front of me. Shadow. The silhouette of a man. All the action took place in my room. I was standing by the bed. The shadow stood opposite. She attacked me and I effortlessly attacked back. She even began to win. There was a knife in my hand. It's a dream, so it's nothing like that. I struck the creature several times. It fell and begged for mercy. It said that if I spared him, he would just leave, but if I refused, then another shadow would come for me. Stronger. The one to which it obeys itself. Of course, I didn't take it seriously. It's just a dream. I refused and dealt the final blow. At the very moment when the entity dropped dead, I don't know how to describe it. I felt that someone was standing next to me and looking at me. In reality, not in a dream. I woke up. Everything was so abrupt. I jumped out of bed. I probably won't be able to fully convey my feelings, but imagine a moment of your most sincere, soul-chilling fear. Imagine how your stomach twists from all the horror that is happening, and a lump forms in your throat. Breathing stops for a moment, and then resumes at an accelerated pace. Goosebumps run down your spine, your hands sweat and you feel chills. That's about what I experienced at that moment. In the very place where the entity was in the dream, there was a shadow. She was in my room. A large human shadow. Her head was touching the ceiling. She was so close. If it had reached out, it would have gotten to me immensely. I turned on the light. Of course, there was no one in the room. It was expected. I understand that the story sounds corny and that it could just be the rest of a dream. I understand that. Of course, I couldn't sleep after that. And all day long it seemed to me that someone was looking at me, peeking out from around the corners of the school corridors. It was just a dream, and I might not have written it at all. I might have just forgotten about it. Yes. But it happened recently. A dream again, monsters again. I rarely, since then, saw places similar to my house or bedroom. The actions in my dreams took place in non-existent locations or in those where I was once, but not at home. No. This time, I didn't just see my bedroom. I saw everything a little remotely. From the third person, so to speak. My bed, I'm on it. And it was looking out from under the bed. Creature. Shadow. Seeing only a part of it, it didn't seem that big. But, as soon as the creature started to get out, my view changed and I could see with my own eyes again. It came out from under the bed, stood and looked at me. But it didn't. Couldn't touch me while I was on the bed. Of course, you can say, so what? You have nightmares all the time. Just like a shadow. A common image. Maybe. But it was definitely him. That's the one. He leaned over to me, so close to my face, but still keeping the rule of the game where he can't touch me, and said, I'm here. A chill ran down my spine again. That feeling again. I woke up again. Fear. Animal fear. There was no one in the room. There was no one standing over me like that time. But the feeling of fear and panic did not leave. I clung to my husband convulsively. She covered herself with a blanket. My breathing was so short that it hurt in my chest. I felt that whole range of emotions again. I couldn't sleep again. When I closed my eyes, I saw that image. It seemed to me that if I moved even an inch away from my husband to the edge of the bed, I would see the hand of that creature. A big, black one with thin, long fingers. I was afraid it would touch me. The music helped me fall asleep.